What's happening, guys? Let me just try and adjust this. I am not in my usual place of recording. So, match reaction Champions League Arsenal 4, PSV 0. Let's get it. I mean, what a performance. I mean, that's the kind of performance we've been itching to see this season. And it's a performance that, it's been like, where's that performance kind of thing. It seems like we might be saving it all for the Champions League. I don't know. But the display I saw tonight, I didn't even predict that we'd roll them over that easy. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I mean? I predicted 2-0. I at least predicted a clean sheet, which we got. And David Raya in goal again did his job. I mean, I wouldn't say he was tested that hard or anything like that. But I'd still keep him in goal. The boys tonight, I mean, the front three were the goals, fam. And it was only a matter of time before Odegaard got on the score sheet, my G. Any comments, I'll get to them in a second. I'm just gonna clear up the match reaction, and then I'll get to any comments that come through. So it's a game where Trossard demonstrated this is why I should be involved in games. This is why I should be starting games. You know what I mean? He's either going to score or he's going to assist. You know what I mean? And he did both tonight. You know, the performance of Trossard, you know what I mean? Happy with that. You know what I mean? Jesus, what a goal. The assist from Trossard. See, I'm a big fan of assists, right? The assist from Trossard, fam. You know what I mean? First goal by Saka. Odegaard shot, keeper parried it into Saka's path. Saka had good reactions to get onto that. And this is Saka that's not really fully fit, by the way. You know what I mean? I didn't manage to see Odegaard's goal because my stream started malfunctioning. And then when it refreshed or when it got back to normal, it was 4-0. So I hadn't seen the goal. So I'm gonna check that out once I've done this, finish off this video, the match reaction. But I mean, Saka, Odegaard, Trossard, Jesus. Everyone played well tonight. I'll even include Kai Havertz in that. In my personal opinion, Kai Havertz played all right tonight. I'd say this is the best he's played while in an Arsenal shirt. And it's not to say that Kai Havertz did anything spectacular. He just did the average midfielder that plays in that role that's maybe not a goal scorer as per se. He did his job, in my opinion. I think, he's could be a little bit more sharper, but the boys, like defensively as well, Saliba's got some techers on him. Gabriel, Zinchenko played well tonight. Tomiyasu when he came on. Ben White, David Raya in goal, fam. I mean, what can I say? Declan Rice, of course, Rice, baby, and all that. Man like Deckers, fam. The boys did their job. Reece Nelson, he looked good when he came on. He's got good physical strength and everything like that as well. Don DeMarco for him as well. Tomiyasu, again, Tomiyasu's come on and he's seen games out. You know what I mean? He isn't doing no goofiness. You know what I mean? He's not doing none of that. He also gets a Don DeMarco. Jorginho came on, saw the game out. That's pretty much what he's there for, in all fairness. Fabio Vieira came on in Saka's place. See, Arteta, we'll give him Don DeMarco as well. He utilized this whole versatility stuff that he's always been banging on about. He took advantage of it tonight. You know what I mean? We're winning comfortably. And, I thought Saka was going to see another 90 minutes when I saw that Trossard went off first. You know what I mean? But no, we've got a noisy club down the road to take care of on Sunday. You know what I mean? So Arteta knew, I'm saving you guys for Sunday, fam, because we've got a cockerel to roast, fam. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Spurs getting cooked on Sunday. You know what I mean? And what makes me confident about the Spurs game, it's not even nothing to do with us. It's them. But this is not about Sunday. This is about tonight's game. And we saw it out. The boys did the job. Arteta, he did well in moving the players around, because I noticed that he moved Havertz as a number 9. Vieira was on the right wing. Obviously, Reece Nelson went on the left wing and stuff like that. So he started utilizing it more. And I think that he needs to do more of that in terms of, for example, I don't see nothing wrong with Zinchenko moving in midfield. And you know what I mean? When you're switching it around and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, what more can I say? All I can do is praise the boys tonight because, in my opinion, from what I saw, there's nothing really I can fault. Like, that PSV side were unbeaten this season. You know what I mean? Like, you look at it and you think, some teams will look at it and say Arsenal have no right to just roll them over 4-0 like that. I know PSV were away from home, but we narrowly beat them here in the Europa League last season. I didn't expect us to turn up like that, in all fairness. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think we'd turn up like that. You know what I mean? I did believe we'd win, but I didn't think it'd be in that kind of fashion. Hence, that's why they got the brutality treatment, because we won by 4 goals, fam. So let me just get into. I've only got one comment. Let's get into the comment. I think the way Bayern played today, Arsenal can cook them in the knockouts. I said this when I was watching while I was watching our match. When I saw that Manu was scoring there, I thought to myself, Bayern, we're cooking you when if we get you man in the knockouts. You man aren't the same. You know what I mean? That's not the Bayern Munich that we're used to. You know what I mean? That Bayern Munich conceding 3 goals to Man United, they ain't gonna go Old Trafford and win. Not like that. You know what I mean? They're not. But never mind them pagans anyway. Them pagans still lost. You know what I mean? Pagan Chester, they're still lost, of course. B-Tech Haaland did get his goal in the game, which, to be honest, I knew the B-Tech Haaland would score. But as for us, we were just on job today, man. We were just on job. So onwards and upwards. Obviously, the next game in the Champions League is Sevilla. I think it's at home. Let me just see if I can reach and check. Oh, shit. I don't know if it's at home or double check. Because we've got Spurs on Sunday. And then we've got Brentford in the League Cup. Let me fixtures. Oh no, it's Lens. Lens away from home. Lens away from, or Lons, however you pronounce it. It's Lons. We'll play them away from home next in the Champions League. How long is Martinelli out for? I think he could make it for Sunday. And to be fair, I would put him on the bench on Sunday. I don't think he doesn't need to start on Sunday. We do, even though Arteta knew best to start Trossard tonight. You know, goofiness is still goofiness. Like, this guy could still bench Trossard to just throw Martinelli back in. But I personally wouldn't. I would go with the team that played tonight. You know what I mean? I would definitely have Trossard with Jesus on Sunday. Arsenal need to win Champions League, and we do. Being saying this. You know what I mean? We've wanted this Champions League. We wanted to be in it for so long, and everything like that. Now we're in it. Let's demand to win it. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Arteta make history, baby. Well, he better. He better deliver, and the team as well. The team better do their thing as well, because I mean we can all say what we want about Arteta, but the team needs to do their bit as well. But yeah, the Champions League, I want that. You know what I mean, I want it as part of the double of winning the league as well. You know what I mean, we need him against Spurs. He's Arsenal through and through. Trossard needs to replace Havertz. In all fairness, I would start the same team that started tonight against, or maybe start Vieira instead of Havertz, maybe. But in my personal opinion, I don't think Havertz had a bad game tonight. I would say this was the best I've seen of him while in an Arsenal shirt, and I don't think he actually played anything special. It's just that from what I've seen of him, I mean, there was one part in the game where he was stood there like a lemon, like he always does, but it actually it almost worked because he was stood. It was in the first half, I think. Yeah, it was in the first half, and he was stood. Who had the ball on the left now? Oh yeah, Trossard had it on the left, but I think someone overlapped him. I don't know if it was Zinchenko or Zinchenko didn't really overlap, but basically it got to a point where Trossard then had the ball, and then Havertz was stood, I think, just inside the penalty area, but on the left-hand side, and he was just stood there like a lemon. And I think it was either Trossard or maybe Trossard was in the box, but the ball got passed, and he went past Havertz, and he went to Jesus, and it almost worked because Havertz was stood there. When the player made the pass to go past Havertz, it almost fooled the defense, and I can see how that could work. Because if Havertz wasn't there, it's obvious where that ball's going. But because it was stood there, it was one of those where it can confuse defenders whether Havertz is going to get the ball or not, kind of thing. I noticed that. So him standing there like a dummy can work, but obviously not always. Arteta post Pat. I think it was meant to say postman Pat manager. Sell Havertz in January, get Ivan Toney. Well, there's no chance in selling Havertz anyway, but if we get Ivan Toney, fam, like, we better cook this league, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? We better cook if we get Ivan Toney. Kai played decent today against the scum. We don't need decent playing. We need top tier playing. In all fairness, against Spurs, I don't even think you need to be top tier. I ain't gonna stunt. You know what I mean? Like Spurs. This is the thing about Spurs, right? We've seen this before, haven't we? They start off well, you know, they'll beat teams that they're supposed to beat. The football will look sexy. New manager bounce. And then they think that they can bring that to the Emirates and do something. You know what I mean? Now, it's possible that Spurs could beat us on Sunday. It's possible. You know what I mean? But we've seen this too many times. You got Son out here saying, "Oh, well, they don't want to play us now." Like, why? Why don't Arsenal want to play you right now? What's so big, bad, and scary about Spurs? Because we've seen the best of yous and we still beat the best of yous. You know what I mean? All the time Spurs have beaten Arsenal, it has not been the best Arsenal. You know what I mean? When's the last time, when Arsenal won the league, when's the last time Spurs beat that Arsenal in that season? You know what I mean? Any time Spurs beat Arsenal, I've beaten Arsenal recently, it has not been the best of Arsenal. It's not. You know what I mean? Last season's Arsenal was the best of Arsenal since we last won the bloody league. When it comes to league form, right? And we did the double over them. You know what I mean? But Spurs will keep doing this. Spurs will keep thinking, "Oh well, you know, this is it now. You don't want to play us now. We're on it now." Don't think, Spurs. Don't think just because Arsenal play tonight that we're going to be tired for Sunday. It don't work like that, fam. You know what I mean? You man have more to think about because you man had space all this week until Sunday. We've been occupied tonight. And then we've got players resting for you man on Sunday. So let's see which Spurs turns up. I have a feeling that Postecoglou is just a Australian Nuno, fam. You know what I mean? You man are going to be calling for his head, and you man are going to be crying about Levy all over again. But we'll see. You never know. Spurs might be in a title race. They might go and win the FA Cup because it's the only two trophies that's possible for them right now. You know what I mean? But we did our job tonight. Like we're supposed to. You know what I mean? And I am very happy with what I've seen and the display tonight and the manager's decisions. Oh, and of course, man like Smithy G, aka Smith Rowe, came off the bench tonight. Man like Smithy G, you get me? Man like ML Smith Rowe, fam. We've been wondering when we're going to see this guy again. You know what I mean? And to be fair, it was a good game to come on. You know what I mean? People can say it's only PSV, like fam, like PSV, and they're not necessarily to be taken too lightly. You know what I mean? But Smithy G came on in the game. It's about time that he saw some games. You know what I mean? If Arteta's serious about this rotation and versatility and all that, now's more than ever you need to take advantage of that because Champions League games are going to be coming thick and fast. You know what I mean? One thing that's an advantage of us for this half of the year right now is the fact that after every Champions League fixture in the group stage, our league games are at home. You know what I mean? After our next Champions League, the next league game is, I think it's Man City or Sheffield United, one of them two. You know what I mean? So that's you could say that's an advantage. Might bite us in the ass later, maybe. Arteta stample on this team if Thomas Partey wasn't fit right back season. This is the thing, like obviously for when Partey comes back, I'm just worried about what Arteta's going to do because personally, see, the thing is right. This is the thing, and this is the thing that's kind of it can be a good thing if it works, right? For example, we've got Martinelli that apparently he could play on Sunday. I wouldn't rush him back in the team, right? Trossard is replacing him. He's a damn good replacement. So imagine you're resting Martinelli, so you know he might come on in the odd game or something like that. Let's just say that's a good player. That's a player that starts that you'd be resting. So that's a good option on the bench. So him being injured and then repairing and then not rushing him back in, knowing that Trossard's going to start, but then we can bring Martinelli on or whatever. It's almost like it feels like you've got more depth in the team, even though we've got the same team as last year, pretty much. You know what I mean? It feels like that depth is there because it's like, for example, if Arteta goes back to Nketiah starting on Sunday, right? Nketiah with Trossard or something, that's Jesus and Martinelli on the bench that you could take off. You see what I'm saying? So you're not rushing them back into the team just because of the fit. So when it comes to Partey now, I hope Arteta doesn't go with this goofiness of putting him back at right back, because having him on the bench, not rushing him back so soon, knowing that we're not actually urging for Partey to come back in yet, right? That's an option off the bench. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you've got Rice, Havertz, Odegaard in midfield in the game, knowing I could take one of them off, put Partey on with Rice, let's just say, to close out a game. You get what I mean? So it's almost like you don't necessarily have your best man-for-man player out there, but you've got ones on the bench. That's how I'm looking at it. That's why it's a possible silver lining with players that will be coming back from injury. We've got Urian Timber off crutches now. I would say I'd expect to probably see Timber probably about February time. You know what I mean? It could be before then, but I'd probably say maybe March. You know, because his injury is nothing to play with. You know what I mean? I've seen these videos on Instagram of his rehabilitation, and when you look at the rehabilitation, it's like it just seems like it's like you're learning to walk again. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. But yeah. Anyways, 2-0 win, 4-0 winners. Sorry. Bring on the scum on Sunday. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for the match preview of that. But before that, I have a video reaction premiering tomorrow, which is the video that I did editing together Ransom Bantz's turn on Ten Hag. You know, when he was from sucking him off last year to I want this guy out of the club right now. I've done my reaction to my own edit, and I've done it already. It's gonna premiere tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna premiere at 5:30 in the evening, UK time. So stay tuned for that. The announcement is gonna be, I think it's gonna be announced tomorrow morning. So you'll see it. Just click notify me, so you'll be notified as soon as it premieres. And then yeah, just enjoy the reaction to my video when it premieres tomorrow evening. No wait, Friday evening. Sorry, the video of me reacting to Ransom Bantz, turning on Ten Hag, the edit video that I did. That video is going to premiere on Friday evening, 5:30 UK time. But tomorrow morning, it's going to premiere, so you can click notify me. Tomorrow morning at 9:30, it's going to premiere. So it's not going to premiere. It's going to be announcement is going to be coming. Sorry, and it's going to premiere 5:30 on Friday. So stay tuned for that, guys. Anyways, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. Links are in the description. And we finished how we started. Arsenal 4-0 winners against PSV. Bring on Spurs on Sunday. Come on, you Gunners.